the art of all work. So here yoga is referred as karma su kaushalam. Kaushal means art. So yoga means it's the art of all work. So in Bhagavad Gita, 5 aspects have been described. So anyone know what are the 5 aspects of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, you tell. Yes, he has rightly told that first of all, Ishvara, Lord Krishna has been described in Bhagavad Gita. Then Jiva, we, atomic souls. Then Prakriti, nature. Then Kal, time, and then Karma. So the Karma, we will discuss in this chapter yoga system. So one of the yoga is Karma Yoga. So what are the yoga system? Yes. Now, what are the types of yoga system? Yes, Hari Bol. So the different types of yoga systems are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, or it is also known as Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So these yoga systems have been explained in Bhagavad Gita. And the topmost one is, yes, Bhakti Yoga is the top of all these yoga system. And this Bhakti Yoga has been given more importance in Bhagavad Gita, and which we all practice. What we do, Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga? Yes, we all do Bhakti Yoga, and we must strive for Bhakti Yoga because it is the topmost of all yoga system. And even though it is not very easy, but being sincere, we can practice Bhakti Yoga. So in order to follow any yoga system, we must guard against certain rules and regulations, isn't it? Like if you want to pursue anything, what you do? You follow certain guidelines, your rules and regulations, or certain textbooks. So in order to practice yoga system, we have to guard against certain rules and regulations. So first one is what we generally call 4 regulative principles. So until and unless we practice these 4 regulative principles, it is not easy to practice yoga system, any yoga. So the first one is no gambling, because if we do all these things, we cannot practice yoga system. So no gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication. So we have to guard against these rules, because it is not advisable to engage in these activities. It is against shastras. So in order to follow all this yoga system, one has to practice 4 regulative principles. And in all this yoga system, one thing is common. Can anyone tell what is the common in all yoga system? Yes. Yes. This yoga system brings us close to Lord. Huh? Yes. 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 We get to know more about Krishna. Anyone else? Yes, the same answer. So, anyone else? What is the common in all these 5 yoga systems? Huh? Connection with God. But how we connect? So, like in this chapter, it is said that name of Lord Krishna is common in all yoga system. Like we also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is the Yuga Dharma of this age of Kali. So in these all, like when Dhyan yogis, they sit in Dhyan. So what they chant Om. So this is also name of Lord Krishna. So in all these yoga systems, the common thing is the name of Krishna is there. So like we also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra similarly. So now I will tell you, like, give you brief like summary of all this yoga system. So let's begin with Karma Yoga. So can anyone tell what is Karma Yoga? Yes. Yes, prescribed duties according to Vedic literatures. So let me read from this book. It is said that each one of us has a certain nature. Based on this nature, one relishes certain type of work. So how we do work? According to our nature, isn't it? So a person meant for, like, a person having qualities of like labor, he will prefer more labor work. A person who is more Brahmanical, like one who is more inclined to spiritualities, he will do all these, like he will go for priest and other things. And a person meant for administrative work, he chooses administrative work. So everyone works according to his own nature. In particular, Karma Yoga is prescribed to those who are attached to performing actions according to their nature. There are 4 varieties of fruitive actions: intellectual, administrative, business, and labor type. So what are the, like, karma, like duties generally people do? Intellectual works, administrative works, business, and labor work. So such actions, when sanctioned using Vedic wisdom, become act of sacrifice or yajna, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So when we do these activities to please Lord Krishna, it becomes yoga. Otherwise, we are born to actions of this like work. So if we don't give the result of what we do, then we are born to the results. Like we have to go through the reactions of this work. Like whatever reactions we are, like whatever we have got in this life is due to the past, our past activities we have done. So if we engage whatever we do to Krishna, that becomes yoga. So Karma Yoga means doing active prescribed duties according to scriptures and engaging that activities in the service of Lord Krishna. Then it becomes yoga. Understood what is Karma Yoga? Then moving forward to Jnana Yoga. Now what is Jnana Yoga? Anyone else want to answer? Yes. Yes, Jnana Yoga is knowledge. Anyone else? So again we will read from this book only. Let's see what Prabhuji is saying. A Jnana Yogi tries to understand God by means of philosophical speculation. A Jnani starts from the level where he rejects those aspects of creation that are temporary and is in search of that which is eternal Satta. He is by nature a seeker of truth. However, by philosophical speculation, which is also one of the ways of realizing God, a jnani can reach only the impersonal aspect of Lord, that is the Brahman realization. Srila Prabhupada elaborates this in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, what jnani tries, he tries to find Krishna, the supreme God, through philosophical speculations. He searches in Jnani, like he gives philosophies. So in that, like scientists are the examples. They invent different things, and here it is said that it is not very easy to find, to realize God in Jnana Yoga, by practicing Jnana Yoga. It is a bit difficult, and it may take many lives to realize God. So in Bhagavatam, it is said that a single object is appreciated differently by different senses due to its having different qualities. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, but according to different scriptural injunctions, he appears to be different. Now moving forward to Dhyana Yoga. So all of you know that Dhyana Yoga is, yes, by meditating on Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Dhyana Yoga is popularly known as Stanga Yoga, or eightfold mystic perfection, which is popularized by the sage Patanjali in recent times. In this yoga, a yogi relieves himself from all engagements by regulative processes of mental meditation, concentration, sitting posture, blocking the movements of the internal circulation of air. So, in this system, in this yoga system, like a person goes to, like it is more elaborately told in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, like a person goes to forest, here he sits in proper posture, on proper asana, and there he meditates on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now we will go to the topmost yoga system, which is Bhakti Yoga. So there is a very important verse in Bhagavad Gita. Uh, Hare Krishna, eighth lesson. So in this verse, Lord Krishna says that how the devotee is the topmost of all the yogis. So we will recite this verse, and I request everyone to memorize this verse. It's a very, yes, yogi namapi sarvesham. So repeat after me. Yogi namapi sarvesham madgatena antaratmana श्रद्धावान भजते यो मां समे युक्ता तमो मतः. Translation: and of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. This is my opinion. So Lord Krishna has clearly told that devotees are the topmost of all the yogis. So now we will go through the examples that how by practicing bhakti yoga devotees have realized the absolute truth. They have reached, they have went like they have seen the absolute truth. So like the very recent example is Srila Prabhupada. He actually uh, gave everyone this bhakti yoga. He went to different countries and preached this bhakti yoga. He's the most like very recent example we can see. Like there are many examples in scriptures, but this one is very recent. Like our Srila Prabhupada gave the philosophy of bhakti yoga to everyone, and which is very easy to practice. Bhakti, it is just rendering devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let us go through the examples. So before going to the examples, like there are nine, like there are certain process of practicing bhakti yoga. So this has been told by Prahlad Maharaj in Bhagavatam. So the verse is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. So these are the processes in Bhakti Yoga. Like first one is Shravanam, hearing about Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like hearing his pastimes with his devotees, his eternal pastimes. So this is one of the aspect of Bhakti Yoga. Then second one is chanting his name, like what we do regularly. So we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is also Bhakti Yoga. So if you like anyone like if you get any question that why we are chanting, so the answer is this is Bhakti Yoga. So we are chanting because it is one of the aspects of Bhakti Yoga. Then remembering Krishna by reading and his and associating with devotees. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, remembering. Then Pada Sevanam, serving Lord Krishna in the temple. So can anyone tell the best example of a person or a devotee like who has performed this who is the best epitome of like who is the epitome of Shravanam? Yes, Parikshit Maharaj. He heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukdev Goswami. So he has been he's the perfect example of Shravanam. Then Kirtanam. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone else? Other example? So for Kirtanam in this book, um, Sukdev Goswami has been given like the best like one who has performed this aspect. Then from for Smaranam, yes, Prahlad Maharaj. He constantly remembered Lord Krishna in every circumstances. So he is the best example of Smaranam. Then Pada Sevanam. Who? Yes, Lakshmi Mata. She constantly serves Lord Vishnu. So she is considered to be the topmost in performing Pada Sevanam. Archanam. Yes, Prithu Maharaj. Vandanam. Kunti Maharani. Other examples? So In Vandanam, Gajendra is also one of the topmost in this performing Vandanam. Kunti Maharani is also there. Then Dasyam is very common. Yes, Hanumanji. Sakhyam is also very common. Arjuna. Atma Nivedan. Yes, Bali Maharaj. He devoted his whole life, like he devoted his everything to Lord Krishna. So we have learned that what are the aspects of Bhakti Yoga. So everyone remembered. So these we have to remember these processes of Bhakti Yoga. So there are various examples, and one of them is like Haridas Thakur. So all of you know that how Haridas Thakur, he was such a great devotee of Lord Krishna, that when a prostitute came like near him to uh, deviate him from bhakti, because he was sent by a Muslim, but he was such a great devotee of Krishna that the Maya could not deviate him from this path. So he's the greatest, like he's the one of the best example of a person who has performed devotional service. He was such a great devotee that he transformed that woman to he transformed that woman, and she became a great devotee of Krishna. So this is the power of devotional service or chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we can also see that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was going to Bengal, on his way, when he reached Jharkhand, and there was a great forest. So in that forest, when he was passing through that forest, he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and when he was chanting, all the animals, they all started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They all started dancing in ecstasy. So like lions and deers, they are great enemies, but they started hugging each other. So they forgot everything and they remembered Lord Krishna. They all started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly, and they started dancing. So this is the great power of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You can see this picture here. Yes, the picture has been. So, in conclusion, it is said that bhakti alone attracts Krishna. So, how can we attract Krishna? Through bhakti yoga. So, bhakti can attract Lord Krishna. So, like there are also other examples, like when a fruit seller came to Lord Krishna. She was selling fruits. So when that fruit seller came to Lord Krishna's home, she was having fruits in her bucket, in her casket. So when Lord Krishna saw her, he brought some amount of grains in his hand, and Lord Krishna's hand was too small that he could not carry much grain. But that woman was so much attracted towards Krishna that she gave all her fruits, and in return she took very little grains. But Lord Krishna is so merciful that she was given all the wealth. Her bucket casket was full of jewelries. So this is the power of bhakti yoga. And also there is one great example of Sabri Mata. She also performed bhakti yoga, and when she was constantly serving, like remembering Lord Ram. She was waiting for Ram, like when he will come and give his darshan to her. So in that process, when lord uh, lord came to her cottage, to her home, she gave her fruits. What was that fruit? Yes, bear. She f- she was so much, she loved so much Lord Ram, and that in order she first tasted that like whether that is sweet or not before giving it to Lord. So this is the greatness of devotees who have performed bhakti yoga. So I think I have covered these bhakti yoga. And there is one last example, like um Bhishma Dev. He is also a very great devotee of Lord Krishna, and he's actually the best example that how a person should leave his body. Everyone know how Lord like Bhishma Dev leaved his body. He lived his body in presence of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was present in front of him. So like Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasyatra samsaya. So is the great example, like how Lord Krishna himself is present before him and is living his body. So anyone have any question? So let me recall like all the like what I have told. So first of all, we learned that all the types of yoga systems. So can anyone tell all the types of yoga system? Yes. And which one is the topmost? Yes. And what we are practicing here? Yes, bhakti yoga. Like, and how we are practicing? Yes, like we discussed, no, the processes of practicing bhakti yoga, like from Shravanam to Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So we are chanting, that means we are performing devotional service, bhakti yoga. And then we went through the different examples of different devotees, how they perform bhakti yoga and got realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. 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 Why Dhyana Yoga is not topmost? Yes. Like, because like in Shastra there is example like how Sabri Muni, he was also practicing Dhyana Yoga, but he got deviated from his path. So there is a bit difficult to practicing Dhyana Yoga. But in Bhakti Yoga, have you ever seen any devotee who's practicing, great devotees practicing Bhakti Yoga and got deviated? They transformed others. So this is the greatness. But we see Sabri Muni, how when he saw that two fishes mating, he got deviated from his path. So there is a bit difficult to practice Dhyana Yoga. So this is why the Bhakti Yoga, it is also very easy to practice. Would you like to practice going to forest and performing yoga for many years? But this devotional service is very easy. Just clean Lord Krishna's temple, remember his pastimes, chant his names. and our life will be successful. Any others? Anyone else has any question? So I think I should stop here. So if I have done any mistake, please forgive me, because I could not prepare well. But whatever I have learned in my LGLG course, I try to explain that concepts. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So he asked me a question. This true that why Bhakti is spirit of God. So Siddhartha gave an answer that we have example of Jnana Yoga, Yogi is falling down, Bhakti Yogi is never fall down. But any other answer? So can you explain this point? Yes. No, Jnana Yoga is not because Jnana Yoga written in the Karma of Lord in heart. That is Jnana. So why Bhakti is spirit of God? Very good point. What is the thing? Ketan, okay. That was for Ketan. Go! Go, boys. Last 7 boys. So Ketan gave the right answer that because in Dhyan Yoga we don't serve the Lord. We are just meditating on the Lord. But in Bhakti Yoga we saw all these beautiful examples where devotees are serving the Lord. We saw the example of Sabari, what is that? Shabri. Can you give some examples of devotees serving Krishna? Hanumanji, right? All the time he's serving Lord Ram. So, yes, so that is why Bhakti Yoga is the highest form, because the devotees are engaged directly in the service of the Lord. Very good point. Okay, yes, Vishnu, anything else? Yes, so Krishna becomes pleased when we serve him. And how do we serve him? There are various ways. Savadam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So Haribol, just by sitting in Bhagavatam class, what you are doing? You are serving Krishna. Understood? Sparsh. Just by sitting in Bhagavatam class, what you are doing? Serving Krishna. By chanting, what we are doing? Serving Krishna. And by doing direct service like cleaning the vessels during backup service, that time also we are serving Krishna. So that is why Bhakti Yoga. And did you discuss the verse Yoginam api sarvesham? So how many of you know this verse Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samayukta tamam. So class 9 boys, if someone asks you the question that why is Bhakti Yoga the highest, you can refer to this verse of Bhagavad Gita. Which verse? 6.47. Yogi nam api sarvesham. Krishna himself is saying among all yogis, who is the highest? Bhakti Yogi is the highest. And so we have only 2 choices in our life. We can either become yogis or we can become भोगीज. क्या 2 चॉइस है हमारे पास? रिबोल योगी और भोगी. So how many of you want to become yogi? How many of you wants to become bhogi? अगर भोगी बनोगे तो कुछ दिन के बाद क्या बन जाओगे? रोगी. So if you want to become a bhogi, you will become a rogi. तो इसीलिए एक सबको क्या बनना चाहिए? योगी. Wait 5 minutes. हरि बोल. So we should all become yogis. That is what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Oh Arjuna, become a yogi. And that is why Srila Prabhupada opened the Gurukul, so that all of you boys can come and become yogis. And which kind of yogi? Hare Krishna, class 9 boys. Should I make you to stand up? So what kind of yogi we should become? Bhakti yogi. Of course, any yogi is good. At least it's better than bhogi. Karma yogi or dhyana yogi, they're all good. Much better than bhogis. But we should become devotees. And that is why. And who taught us how to become a devotee? Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishna himself came. Because Krishna told, see, just like you read in book first theory and then you go to the lab and do Rishi Parashar. नहीं क्या है राघव Parashar. In science book first you study theory and then you go to lab and do. Similarly, Krishna told the theory in Sashwat, stand up. So Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita theory that how Bhakti Yoga is the highest, how we can do Bhakti Yoga, Manmana Bhava, Mad Bhakto, Madhyaji Mam, Namaskuru, Mam Evashyasi, Satyante Pratijane, Priyosi Me. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita how to surrender to him. What is that word? Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasyami Masisha. But who showed us practically how to do that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna himself again came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने प्रैक्टिकली हम सबको आचरण करके दिखाए कि कैसे भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त बन सकते हैं हम सब. So by his own example, yesterday, who knows, Vaishnav Maharaj, when he gave the speech, he told that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that I know only one verse. Which verse is that? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalo Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gatir, Anyat. So this is the essence of all education. So like Maharaj was saying that you may become very big man in your future. You may become a big businessman, IAS officer, engineer, doctor, but whatever you may become, but if you don't have Krishna with you, then it is all useless. That's like zero. What is the value if I write 5 zeros? Zero. But if I add 1, what is the value? 1 lakh. So like, what is that 1 in our life? Krishna. So that is the essence of Gurukula education. So what is the essence of Gurukula education? How to keep Krishna in the center of our lives. So once that 1 is there, after that you can keep on adding zeros. Then your value will keep on increasing. But don't have 1, you have 10 zeros also. What is the value? 0. You may have PhD, you may have crores of rupees, you may be very handsome, you may be very talented, but all these are what? 0, 0, 0, 0. What is the value of 10 zeros? 0. But if you add 1, you become hero. Your value will increase. So that is the essence of Gurukula education. So I'm happy that we have one very ideal student, Sitanand, good example of a Gurukul student who has been studying here from class 3, from class 4. So how many years you spent in Gurukul? 9. So 9 years he spent in Gurukul, and we can see all good qualities of a good student in him. Can you tell some good qualities? What you see in Sitanand Bhaiya? Respect for teachers and Okay, very helpful and friendly to other students, polite, punctual, huh? Helping others in studies, yes. Om. Kind-hearted, truthful, hardworking, good devotee. Being always? Okay, being a good leader. Obedient. Okay, okay. Intelligent. Okay, very good. So, like that, I want all of you to also develop good qualities like Sitanand. You'll all develop good qualities? And as per the guidance of our Director Prabhuji, that on at least 2 Sundays every month, we should have classes by the students. So after a long time today, we had class by Sitanand. So at least one Sunday, we should definitely have. So Vakreshwar Prabhu, it's your responsibility actually. As ashram coordinator, that at least one Sunday every month, you should select some good students. 2 students should be there. Like today only Sitanand spoke. So 2 students should speak on selected topics and you should make them prepared. They should have slides. They should prepare nicely. You should take their audition. So any good boys having good conduct, good character from class 9 to 12 we can choose, okay? And कभी-कभी Vedic Gurukul बच्चे को भी chance दे सकते हैं, okay? Because this is like a training that how do we preach? Because Srila Prabhupada said that all Gurukul boys should become good preachers. Because what is lacking in today's society? Money, technology. What is lacking in today's society? Yeah, Krishna consciousness, good character. Because if everybody is Krishna conscious, they'll have good character. So we must preach Krishna consciousness to everyone. The message of Bhagavad Gita, the teachings of Srila Prabhupada should be taught to everyone. And so therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu what he said? Bharat Bhumite Manushya Janma Hilo Jar Janma Sarthak Kari Karo Paropakar. तो कितने लोग का जन्म भारत भूमि में हुआ है? तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु क्या बोले, क्या करना चाहिए आप सबको? अपना जीवन सार्थक करके क्या करना चाहिए? परोपकार, दूसरों को भी शिक्षा देना चाहिए. Okay, 2 announcements today. Haribol, listen carefully. So from today we are starting with Sunday assembly. So at 10:45, so teachers, you have not told the students about this, ashram teachers. So now